let's just bring everyone up. Let's get into it here. So first up, he's the co-director, does all the music, co-writer. He also co-created me. My father, Sean. Let's bring him up here. You get the biggest intro. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Aaron of Bat in the Sun also. All right, next up we have from, of course, Legend of the White Dragon, we have Rachel Brooks Smith, badass action star here.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to say hi before we get going here.
Yes, next up we have the beautiful Yellow Ranger from... Two yellow, they're both beautiful. Gosh darn it, they're both beautiful Yellow Rangers. The two most, both of them come up. Yeah, we have Serena Vincent, Ciara Hanna. And Ciara Hanna, also another beautiful Yellow Ranger. And of course, we have a beautiful Red Ranger to bring up over here from Time Force. We have Jason Font. And Jenna still has her line, which is actually kind of beautiful because Jenna, she's coming, but she I think has like one of the biggest lines. She has a huge line, which is great. I love seeing that. And she was late to the last panel, so it's kind of endearing. And if Jason was here, he'd be like, God, he'd be all upset with her in a wonderful way. But anyways, I'm glad you all could be here. We're excited for Legend of the White Dragon. Who is excited for the movie? Well, we have some cool stuff to show today. We'll get that in a second. We're going to answer all your burning questions, like when is this gosh darn movie going to come out? Don't worry, it'll be out before 2038. No, it'll be out soon. We're going to finish the movie this year. What I have to keep saying, because I understand the frustration, especially with projects like, I guess, The Order and MMPR, and there's a lot of people have been burned, which is totally understandable. This project was gigantic in the beginning. Thank you. And then after, of course, Jason's passing, everyone has come together. We have had, our investor contributed so much to the project. The budget for the movie is a multi-million dollar project now. And we've gone back and done a lot of reshoots to make it even bigger and better. Because originally the project was planned to be 3 different movies, and now there are certain things that we want to do in other movies that we can do now because of the budget that we have. So the movie has evolved in so many ways, and we've brought everyone back here. They've come back and reshot and added more to the movie, and they've all been so great and so easy to come back and want to work and make this film even greater, for Jason, of course, and his vision and what he wanted. So I would say I appreciate all your patience and understand why you're frustrated, but we are just trying to make the best project possible. I can promise you that, and we will finish the movie later, the end of this year.
And it looks fantastic. We've had a chance to look at the whole film and watch all the special effects coming together. I've been working on the sound. We have another sound team that's going to come in and finish the mix. So it's in the final stages, and it looks awesome. It looks amazing. I'm sure you're all going to love it. We can't, we said it'd be out 2 years ago, then it was supposed to be last year, and I really can't say anymore because we kind of underestimated how much work we had to do on this film, but we've gotten through it, and we're here at the finish line now, and so I can promise you all it will be out hopefully the end of this year. The end of this year. That's where we're looking at. So, but it's around the corner, and it looks great. I can tell you that for sure. And so these people will tell you all about it. And
yes, what I would say, what's really important to understand with the movie, and this is why it's so important to get the precision right on it, is that the movie deals a lot with mental health. That was very, very important to Jason, obviously, and we want to be very true to that, and that's a very sensitive subject, and it's not something you can rush out because, there was, at our LA Comic-Con, I had a gentleman come up who had he was disabled, and he had watched some of our beatdowns, some of Jason's work, and he told this really beautiful story about he was in the hospital and how it was our stuff that got him through that, And that resonates on such a deep level, and that's what we want and what Jason wants and all of us want for this movie, to be that kind of, do understand that superheroes need help, and it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to struggle, and it's all part of the journey. And that's why we really want to take our time with it. And what I would now turn it over to each and every one of these people, because they all knew Jason very, very, very well. And they knew what it was like working on the project with him and then working on it without him and understanding what he wanted for the movie. So I would ask you all the same question. Just overall working with Jason and then carrying on his vision and his, what he wanted for mental health injected into a superhero film. Fawn, we can start with you. What was that like for you to experience all that?
You mean in general, just working with everybody?
Or working with Jason and the importance of being very conscious about mental health while weaving that in a superhero movie, and working with him when he was here, and then continuing all the reshoots when he's not here.
It was an amazing experience. I mean, when Jay came to me and said, hey, we want to put together this film, and I want you to be there alongside me, I said, great. I mean, I know Bat in the Sun. I love those guys, so let's do it. I didn't need any more selling on it. The tone was very different. I think that's the thing with shooting Power Rangers. Jason was the ultimate prankster. We had a lot of fun. He was just silly, and that's the charm that he had. With Dragon, he really took on the character and was just living and breathing it. So everything he did had a whole different tone to it. Sometimes I'd wait for him to break out and be a little bit more silly, but it was a whole different vibe, which was pretty cool, and it shows the devotion that he had to this project. So I say that it was important. I mean, everything that he wanted to do, these guys are gonna bring out, and it looks amazing, and I'm excited to see the finished project as well.
Yeah, I worked with Jason in a different kind of way on the film just because of my role in it, but I did notice, same thing what Jason Font said, was the seriousness. He was very focused the entire time, and it was different because same thing, I was used to him goofing around, like when I did Power Rangers versus Street Fighter with Bat in the Sun. He the whole entire time would mess with me, poke at me, do these weird videos. I'm like, stop it, you're being so annoying. I'm trying to focus and look cool. But he definitely he poured his entire soul into this movie. And even there's a scene that we did on one of the days that even the blindfold, he was very specific how it was folded, and every tattoo his character had, everything was because he knows that you guys will pay attention. He did every detail for you, and it was awesome to watch and very inspiring, and I'm just really excited for everyone to see every little detail in here.
Hi. So I knew Jason from cons, really. Really, like the beautiful thing about Morphicon, or just like any of the Comic-Cons that we come to, is that you get to spend time and meet other actors that you haven't actually worked with as an actor. So I met him, doing cons, and then I was also a fan of Bat in the Sun. I had known their work, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are talented. And then I got a call from Jason, and he asked me to play Rebecca Reed, his wife, in the movie. And then I got to be, scenes with Jenna, who's not here yet, and I got to play her mom. And it was a total honor. And so here I had just known Jason from cons, and we had like a 3-hour phone call about like the backstory and the history of Eric Reed, and I take all of my acting roles very seriously, and that's how I approach all of my roles. Is like I build a whole life for them from the time they were 5, and like it was so fun to work with another actor that like was that committed to creating a full life for this character. Like he knew every detail of Eric, and then so I went back and created every detail in the life of Rebecca. And then you don't usually share that with your co-stars. You usually do your homework and you do your work, and then you just show up on set and you say your lines to each other. But he wanted to know. And so it was fun. I got to say, like, well, I think this is where they met, and I think this is how they fell in love. And he was super into it, and we really bonded on this level of like artist to artist. We get to play make believe for a living. It's incredible. And I also was like, I guess like I didn't know him that well, but I had so much respect for him taking this job and this role so seriously, because oftentimes we show up on set and you work with actors and they're not taking their roles seriously and they don't know their lines, and he knew every detail, as Ciara said. Like, he took this so seriously and he wanted this to be perfect, and these guys are incredible, and I'm super grateful to be a part of it and that I got to have these intense emotional scenes with Jason in his last film. So thank you for having me. Love you guys.
Yeah, getting to work on this film, and especially with Jason, was forever so special to me. And like Serena over here, what I loved so much is even before we started filming, Font and JDF and I had this text chain, and pretty much like daily we'd be sending each other audios of like, okay, what's your character like? Where do you think we met? Like all the backstories and all the ins and outs and all the details. And it just, one, I feel so grateful that they both brought me into their their brotherhood that they had. And yeah, I mean, I remember on the first live that I did with JDF before we started filming, we just talked for hours and really both resonated on both sharing our mental health journey that we both had and using our art, using the films that we were in to help share any sort of inspiration or tips or tricks or tools that we had learned that helped us along our journey. And I remember even on set, often him and I would talk about that all the time and be very vulnerable with each other. And, he really shared so many times with me how he just really wanted this film to inspire and help and support anyone out there that needed it, and uplift and encourage and really be this darker, edgier, more mature film. And I'm just so grateful I got to be a part of it. And also, I knew Aaron for years before this, and how much, oftentimes in Hollywood, you don't always get to meet the most really loving, supportive people. And I think everyone on this film is exactly that. Super loving, super supportive, fighting for each other, helping uplift and support each other. And to get to be a part of this with Aaron as well, after such a long friendship of supporting each other through just building our careers, it was just so special, and I'm just forever grateful. And especially to get to play such a really strong female badass character.
Well, I've got a lot of, I could talk about Jason all day. I have a lot of memories of him because we've worked on so many projects. And this film, it's about his mental health, and he co-wrote this with Aaron. And it has a lot of the mental struggles. But I want to talk about the positive side of Jason, because on the set, he was always he knew his role, he knew his parts, he was always invested in knowing what was at stake when we were filming. We want to get this angle and get this here and make sure that we get the actors dialed in. He was very focused on that, and he could also be when he was like dialed in, he would make us all feel confident that we're doing the right thing. He would have a smile, and that smile would just kind of radiate through all of us like, yeah, Jason, he likes this. We like it. It all feels good. And he was just a great friend to laugh with and just have a good laugh about things. And I know that a lot of people, probably a lot of you here, had a chance to meet him waiting in line at some time. And he was always great with his fans. He'd love to talk with his fans, ask them about how are you doing, what do you like. And we would meet a lot of Jason's fans who had met him. And they would just say wonderful things about how great he was as they waited in line. He would run down the line and say hi and high five to everybody. So I know Jason was always invested, not just in his fan base, but in the films and everything he does. In the skydiving, he was always 100% invested in everything he did. And maybe that's what took a toll on his mind and, in his mental health. But I like to think about all the good laughing times that we had with him. because I know that he struggled a lot mentally, as I do too. I related with him a lot of times where he reminded me of myself. I go, oh, shit, I'm like, sorry about that. But there are times where, you feel life. You feel things in real life. And Jason he was very, he would confide a lot of things in us, and he would talk personally about his life. So it was a tough loss for me and Aaron, which is kind of why we had to regroup and make sure that this film, when it comes out, it does justice to Jason and his legacy. And we put 100% of our sweat and blood into this film. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. It was nice hearing everyone's stories. If you don't make eye contact, you won't tear up. But everything they said was true, and Jason had so much energy. If you have to really know what it's like to be on set and make a movie that's way beyond your means, you have to have 18-hour energy every day, and Jason was there doing that, and he was very, hands-on with everything, like everyone said. He was always checking, and he was always fun, but he was also very critical. I think probably, I would assume that for all of you, it was probably a little different working with Jason on this than Power Rangers, just because of the hyper-seriousness of some of it, and that Jason was so exposed in the movie emotionally, because the movie is heavy. It deals with misplaced aggression, it deals with depression, it deals with addiction, it deals with suicide. And there's a lot of really heavy stuff in there, and it was really important that was all in there for Jason. Even his character that he plays is named after his brother, who passed away. Jason growing up, growing up, on Power Rangers, but he saw all the fans grow up with him and saw that he's like, this is what the fans want, and he would always go to Saban and all those companies to want to do a level. He's like, I see the fans every day. I'm on the front lines. I talk with them. I see with them. I connect with them, and I let's do something for them. I see what they want, but we're all adults now. Let's have that conversation. And he really just put that in this film. The film also, like my dad was saying, don't be like total doom and gloom. It's not. Like, it is still about cosmic-powered superheroes that battle with lasers and stuff, which is wonderful. It's a nice yin and yang in terms of, like, you have the crazy fun action, but there is actual real seriousness under that he hoped would really resonate and make a difference. So while he's doing that, I'll tell you one of my favorite stories of Jason on set, and this is when I play the villain in the film, if you guys don't know that. And I had to have a fight scene with Jason, which I wouldn't recommend ever doing because he's legitimately a real badass. And it's up now? My story's not relevant anymore because I'm going to show you cool stuff. All right. I'll finish that story. It's a good story. So I'll continue my story. No, this is okay. So since Jason's a real fighter, he's built up calcium in his forearms. This is a real thing if you're an actual fighter. And after I did like 3 or 4 takes with him, I'm a stunt guy too, so I know what I'm doing. But after like 3 or 4 takes, I was like, oh, my arms hurt so bad. I was like, what's happening? I went to Jason. I go, what's going on? Do you have like something in your jacket? And he's like, no, I'm just tougher than you. And I was like, all right, hold up. Full stop. Don't truth me like that. But I felt his forearms, and everyone was seeing me do this. Everyone was seeing me hold my arms. And then basically, I felt his forearms, and he was right. They were like so sharp. So then what I did is I made everyone on set feel his forearms, because I had to prove that I wasn't like, soft. So even when he wasn't trying, he just was so much cooler than everyone else. How's that sound going? Because that story was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Thank you.
We're going to try to keep the party going.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Why don't we take some questions?
Yes, let's do some questions.
So raise your hand. Right there. In Legend of the White Dragon? Me personally? Oh, okay. I played his wife and I played Jenna's mom, so I just wore like mom clothes. But I'll tell you, I've played a lot of different roles in my career, and mom clothes are the best. No more bikinis. Oh, it's awesome.
I want to say the suits that we have. That was definitely. I think it was just so fun to put on, even though we'll just say that it was very hard to do some of the intense scenes that we had to do. I think one of the biggest things for me that was really interesting is, we have lights in our visors that go into our eyes, but something at one point was really messed up with my lights. So they were shooting into my eyes. Wow, so I couldn't see anything. And we had a whole night shoot day where we're doing a ton of action scenes, and I basically did most of them blind. But I also, it was funny. It was fun.
Mine was not at all mom clothes. Thanks to Aaron's wonderful partner, Vera. She dressed me well. There's this one dress. I won't explain too much, but it's a showstopper, and it was wonderful. That's all I'll say.
I would have to echo what Rachel said. The suits I thought were really well done. The production design in that was fantastic. The wardrobe was amazing. They look amazing. They were pretty easy to move around in, right?
Super easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Yeah,
very movable.
The helmets were a lot, but I thought those looked really cool. And we do. Rachel's not always here, guys, so that she's here. We do have a bunch of pictures at my table. So if you do want to come meet her, definitely do that because she's here and she's not always here. And we got some really cool shots you're going to want to have later on.
Thanks, Font. I'll probably be signing at your table.
So you're going to go get the pictures from Font. He's going to sign them, and then you're going to
or just come to me. We'll grab them. We'll
you're
figure
come
them out.
to my table,
Yes.
and Rachel will sign them. Yay. Plans.
Okay.
Should we get a line going in the middle, like the normal deal, or just pick them out? Who's picking?
Yeah. Font, you want to start?
I don't know. We laughed a lot in that scene with. What
At
is
the
her
house?
name? In the house with.
May Lee?
No, she was a little bit older.
Yeah, it was the weird house.
Yeah, so there's a great scene there that we kind of use have a little bit of a comedic spin, and as we're searching for something, we had stuck with this lady who's a little bit older and a little eccentric, and we're trying to figure out a way to be nice to her while we snoop. Well, that's all I can say. But we had a lot of fun in that scene.
We laughed
I'm saying too
so
much.
hard. I think also just because the setting, the house that we were in was so just strange. There were so many things in this house that you would look to the right and there's something pops out at you, or just things that you would never see on a regular basis. So yeah, we had a lot of fun that day.
That was a fun scene.
You.
Trabajando.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't with him.
I don't think any of us worked with him.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I heard he's great, and he's been in a lot of the events supporting it, so it should be
I
good.
was working with David Ramsey.
Purple.
Purple.
No, don't work with him.
Okay. So we're at.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. We got it working. We got it working.
Yeah. Well, first of all, so I grew up a very competitive gymnast that really led into both after I stopped doing gymnastics into breakdancing and martial arts and really all kinds of styles of dancing and fighting. And yeah, my very first big role was center stage, which is a really crazy story because I grew up obsessed with the first one. So to get to play the lead in the sequel to that film was a literal childhood dream come true. And it's a crazy story, and I do a lot of motivational speaking about the long version of that story. But there's kind of this pattern in my career that I'm just blown away by, that a lot of the films or TV shows that I obsessed over as a kid, I've gotten to play follow-up I've got to play the lead roles in the follow-up films. So same thing when I did Bring It On. I obsessed over Bring It On as a kid and got to play in one of the follow-ups, and also obsessed over Power Rangers as a kid.
Manifesting.
Yeah, manifestation power all the way. And I think there's a lot to that. I think that we're all way more powerful than we know, and I think there is something to daydreaming and visualizing and playing and creating. And ultimately, for me, yes, it did. I felt one, getting to work with JDF, getting to work with all these amazing legends. It did feel a lot of pressure for sure, and a lot to live up to. And I think, every day I used all my tools of all my, meditation, or I use movement all the time, all different kinds of movement to handle stress and navigate that pressure or anxiety that I feel on any big project that I'm on. But honestly, I just felt it to be such an honor, so I tried to work my ass off to be as good as I could, both on set and off set with everyone. And ultimately, I just have a lot of respect for the whole Power Ranger community and everybody that's here. And so, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know we didn't know. Sorry.
Jenna's here.
Sorry, guys. What's up? I hope everybody's doing mentally well. How are you guys feeling today? Good?
Okay, who?
See, the TV was just waiting for you, Jenna, is all
Yes.
it was. We were just waiting. We're gonna show some clips, Jenna.
Huh?
We're gonna show some clips
Okay,
from
awesome.
the. We were waiting for you though.
Sorry, I feel really bad. I had still people, so if you guys were on my line, I'm gonna see y'all after this. But I love you guys, man. Let's get it rolling.
There you go. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was kind of no, I think she's right there with fun. You're good. Hello, Jenna.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. It's been a busy, blessed weekend. I'm excited to see everybody and still continue to see everybody. So
You're
thank
crushing
y'all
it.
for being here this weekend. It means a lot. Y'all gonna make me tear up, man. Thank y'all for real. And I hope every single one of you guys are taking care of your mental health, because that's all that matters. So just don't ever forget that, okay?
We were talking about mental health a lot for the movie, and that was a lot of what your dad wanted for the movie and take away with it. And I was going to say how important was that to him, because obviously you knew him better than anyone. And how important was did you see that working within him, and when we were crafting the movie together, when he would read the scripts and he would talk about it, how important and how much did you see him really put that into the movie?
Super important. And I think, honestly, whenever y'all see the movie, you're going to realize his character isn't too far from who he actually is, too, right? And just mental health is so highlighted, and there's multiple scenes that it's just so, powerful, too, and it's so moving. But yeah, like I said, I think it was, who he was. Eric Reed was who he was. But yeah, mental health was so highlighted on this film. And my dad just wanted to create his own IP address, too, and it's just cool to see everything kind of come full circle.
Well, everyone here has been so gracious and worked so hard on the movie. There's so much love on the project, and like Mark and David were saying, that started with Jason, and I would talk with everyone on set, if you're a grip or a PA or an intern, and I was always surprised because they all had Jason's number. And the reason why that is because he reached out to everyone and said if you ever need anyone to talk to, and I would come to set, and one of our PAs was like, I was up last night, I was really stressed out and anxiety, and he's like, I talked with Jason until 2 in the morning, and everyone here could attest to how rare that is to have your star be available to everyone, because most of them just hide in their tent and stuff. So I remember, and multiple times people had told me that, and after a while I became less and less surprised. I know we're close to out of time here, but I just want to thank you all for being here, and thank all these wonderful people for being here and contributing to the movie. if you all had 30 seconds each to say something, what would you say? Starting with Jenna. Go.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, I just want to let you know that the sky's the limit. You could do anything you put your mind to, okay? And don't let like your scars, your labels control you, because we're all just human, okay? So you can do anything you put your mind to. So stay focused and stay strong. I say that in one of my songs, but it's true though, okay? I love you guys. Thank y'all for being here today.
I would just say that we have such a wonderful community here, having done many of these shows everywhere, and Legend of the White Dragons adding to this family. So, so honored to be here. I'm so glad you guys are here to support us. We're here to support you. So let's keep this family unit going into this new universe, into this new segment, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
I love apples. That's good. I do love apples, though. I just want to say this film is bigger than what it originally started as, and I'm very honored to be a part of it with all these wonderful people. And you guys, it is worth every millisecond of the wait, I promise you, and I am just as excited as you are, and it's going to be amazing.
So much pressure. I have so much to say. 30 seconds. Also honored to be a part of this. And, you know, when hearing about the Power Rangers, like, we don't know if they're going to continue the show or whatever. Look, we have this, and Jason created this for all of us to be a part of. And like, I feel like we always have to have something to look forward to in life. Like, I always have to have something to look forward to in a day. And I'm over my 30 seconds, but I mean, we all together as a big Power Ranger family have this to look forward to, and I'm super grateful.
Couldn't break away.
So honored to be a part of this project, especially just watching all those scenes with JDF is very emotional, and it just reminded me that life is so precious, and the people that we love and that love us are so precious, and to never take one moment, one person in your life for granted. The people that make you great, hold them close, let them know that you love them as much as you possibly can, and figure out a way to enjoy today. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, is did I enjoy today? Because tomorrow isn't promised, and we don't know what's going to happen to any of us. So, yeah, enjoy today and the people that you love.
Very well said, Rachel. I have a lot of memories of memories of being on the set with Jason. But one of them you just saw was at the piano. You know, I do the music for the film, and Jason sat down and he just improvised and he just made up stuff as he went along, and I liked that. It's just like, wow, we're doing a duet together. But another great memory on the set, this is more than 30 seconds here.
30 seconds, all you get 30 seconds. You wasted like 5 seconds just saying that to me.
Is when we did about 3 weeks of filming before we eventually got around to having him in the suit. And when he came out for the first day in the White Dragon suit, we all thought like, here it comes, and he comes walking around the corner onto the set, and everybody, all the PAs and everybody on hand was like, oh my gosh, this is why we're here, you know, putting in all these days of filming, is just to see Jason in the White Dragon suit. So that's a favorite memory for all of us.
Well, 3 things. Don't post any of that footage online. You don't want to disrespect Jason's project. Don't do that. Don't post it online. We got to save it. It's just for you. It's exclusive. It's personal. It's intimate. But seriously, don't do that. Also, you should definitely check out the JDF Experience. It's right outside. All of Jason's personal belongings. It's right behind that black tent. You should definitely check it out. I've been through. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. His outfits and weapons and toys and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check that out after this panel. Definitely check all of them out at their booths. Definitely get to them, and let's all get a cast photo here together and grab a giant selfie of everyone. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you all.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys at the tables.